Good evening, welcome to TheArtsinHeart. My name is Likuyani Eli and it's Friday. You know what happens on Friday? We get here and we look things in the perspective. Therefore, join us. The program is The Perspective and we are all corrupt, right? We are all corrupt. Watu wamenicheka huko nyuma. Karibuni hapa mjitete. Mbona mnanifanya ninaharibu show tukianza? Good evening, Austin Mwigai, you guy, habari yako?
Mimi niko salama, labda
tangu kuje hapa nina ngoa.
Maze unaona nimepiga look fulani hapo ya mbaba. Nasikia fiti sana.
Ni kama umekaa na mama next to you. Mama tusalimie.
Hakuna mama ako kando.
Kati ni kama ako kando yako anataka kupea story. Kati tusalimie.
Taseni wase. Good to be back on the show again. So looking forward to having this awesome discussion.
Na unajua watu wanashangaa ni nani amekaa huyo sijui nini na nini, but before I come to the lovely lady, let's go to this ugly guy. This fearfully wonderfully made man. Good evening, Godwin, how are you?
Mungu akusamee.
Hata Yesu aliambia baba wasamee, hawajui watendalo. Godwin.
Hey, hi guys, good to see you again. Good to be back on The Perspective as we try to dissect today's topic. Tuone ni wapi tunaelekea kama nchi. Asante.
Unaona nchi tuko sawa ama bado kuna shida?
We have a long way to go.
Well, we have a long way to go, and therefore we have people that we need on set today. And we have Joy Godho joining us all the way in Saudi Arabia. Good evening, Joy. How are you?
Hello, good evening. How are you guys?
Godio kizungu utawezana? Ama ni Mwigai watakuwa na shida?
Austin hapa ataanza kuongea kimoyomoyo basi sawa.
Kiswahili pia haina shida.
Baki tu hapo. We want to make sure that Austin looks bad in this show. So stick to that.
No, guys.
Yeah, Austin.
Kiingereza yangu iko sawa.
I agree, Austin.
I have a surprise, by the way.
You have a surprise?
Yeah.
Bro.
In 3, 2, 1.
Mumama wa Austin. Salimie.
Hi guys. Nimewamiss.
Sisi tumekumiss. Kumeni mtana tatu sionekane anajifanya hapa na God Papa.
Huyu anakuanga sijui aje. Mwele wangu sometimes.
Kwa nini mnanioneanga hivi? Si fair baby.
Hiyo ni transport kwa sababu Austin alishalipa fare na mwenye alilipiwa amefika. Karibu tusalimie Soni.
Hi guys. I hope you've had a great week. Kama mimi usukuma tu despite 2-3 pale, but we thank God. No complaint.
Unapewaga 2-3 kabla ukuja ama ni corruption? Kwa sababu tunajua hiyo shida inaanzia huko. So, and everybody that is joining us, of course, this is The Perspective. We are discussing about corruption. And people will be like, si ni kitu tumezoea. Do you know we are all corrupt? Godwin, do you know that?
Yeah. Let's not lie to ourselves that we are not corrupt, because all of us are. It's only that we see other people more corrupt than we are, and we forget that we are also corrupt. No, Samanga, you see a speck in someone's eye and forget about the log in your eye. Now the same happens in Kenya. We judge people for sinning differently. So because maybe when you're doing something else, makosa kitu kingine anafanya ndio mbaya sana. But in real sense, all of us are corrupt in one or the other, and by corruption it doesn't mean you have to steal big money ama ufanye nini ndio uonekane corrupt. The few things we do, unajua uko kwa maybe hata ni town umepata watu wamepanga line and unataka kukata huyu mwingine, it's being corrupt. Like the very little things we do, the corruption that is in us.
But Godwin, mimi nadhani sorry, mimi nadhani corruption ilianza kitambo sana, because ukiangalia tukisema everyone is corrupt ni kumaanisha corruption iko ndani yetu na ilianza kitambo sana, since we were kids. Nakumbuka kama wazazi walikuwa wanatuhonga tuoshe vyombo, something that we were supposed to do. Unaona, anakwambia baba, shika hii 100 unioshe vyombo. It's something yenye wewe unafaa kufanya kusaidia kwa hiyo familia, because you're living rent free, but you're being paid to do something you should be doing. Unaona, so kidhani pia kadhi anaweza confess aseme hiyo nini. Kadhi alikuwa ananiambia alikuwa anasumbua sana wazazi hiyo sector.
Austin amesema hiyo ni kweli, cause unaona kitambo like shule mwalimu ameitisha tuseme like 200 bob for some certain thing ya shule. Wewe unatoka unaenda unaambia mom, tuliitishwa 500 ya kulipia hii na hii na hii. Sawa, mamako anakubali, anaenda kwa nani? Mzae anamwambia watoto wameitishwa dhao ya kununua nini na nini. Naona hiyo chini inaenda tu ikipanda tu hivyo. At the end of the day hata mtoi mwenyewe ako na profit hapo ya 300.
Kila mtu lazima akulie.
Corruption is a big word. I think as it is, it's something that we live with. It's here with us. Whether or not it's going to end, that is a story that only God knows. But the truth is, we have all participated in corruption. We have all contributed to the corruption, be it in this country or as a nation or back to the household. Just as Sonia and you guy, my guy, is saying, imetokea far. Tukiwa watoto mpaka saizi, things that we do, things that we say just to escape or to benefit ourselves, well, si ilikuwa system, tulipata. So I don't know if we're going to end it, but it's something that it is what it is. Let me just say that way. It is what it is.
I'll tell you something, guys. This thing is there. And as, I don't know how I will put it, but corruption is there, not only in Kenya. Like everywhere there is corruption. But let's talk about our country. Corruption, it did not start yesterday or the day before yesterday. Corruption started long time ago. And if we think that we are in that position to stop the corruption, honestly, on my side, I don't think it's going to work. Because why? From top to bottom, it's corruption. Left and right, it's corruption. So if our leaders are corrupt, how about us, the nation? How are we gonna change it? It has started there at the higher places. You understand? It started there. And they have, it's like we have abducted that thing of corruption, because as Austin's lady, she just said something about parents. For me, like I'm telling you.
Bas. Joy, umevunja nyumba. Huyu alikuwa ameitiwa tu chai, lakini umempea bwana ni sawa.
Okay, sorry, I'm gonna call you by your name. I see your name is Sonny. But listen, this is true. We these are the things that it has been happening since we were born. Even before we were born, it has been happening. And you see, like, I support her because when we were young, like me, I used to be a very naughty girl. Very naughty. I think I was corrupted before even I was born, honestly. because
kwa jina.
Kwani what was your mother doing? Tell us, what was your mother doing?
Because my mom, I'm honestly, I know maybe in lifetime my mom gonna watch this, but Mama, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna say this because we have to put things on the table. But this is the fact. Yes, the corruption is there. Like for me, I used to, when I was young and I was going to school, I used to do like this. I know when I tell my dad to give me this amount of money, he will not do it. You know, because he was those kind of big people, you know, with some, you know, some munjus, but they don't want to show they have it, you know. So anything that you ask for, they will say, no, go and ask your mom. So I used to ask my mom, I need 20 bob, only 20 bob just to go, and tomorrow we are going for a music festival and I need only 20 bob. So she will tell me, okay, I will give you in the morning. In the morning, I know she goes to work 4 o'clock and I'm waking up at 6 o'clock and I know she will leave before she give me the 20 Kenya shillings. So what I used to do at night, alikuwa anapanga ile, you know, chondo. That the women,
Nimeona mali unaenda. Twende.
So she used to put it in a sitting room on top of the table. So in the morning atachukua tu thermos yake na chai aende. And kuna leso yake alikuwa anafungia tu mashilingi na tunoti. Honestly, I used to go there, open naangalia, aka nika 10 bob, aka nika 5 bob, tule tu 5 bob tudogo. Na aka nika 20 bob na hizi ni noti. Sasa juu nikiiba noti atajua. I used to take like ka 5 kamoja, ka 10 kamoja, ka 5 kamoja, ka 10 kamoja na ka 20 kamoja. Najua nimepata 35 bob na nafunga ile leso vizuri na narudi bed. Why am I doing this? Because wale watoi wengine wa masonko wamepewa mtu kama so mbili mtu wangu. You understand? Na mimi nimenyimwa. Kwa sababu gani? Mimi nilikuwa mnoti. Wengine wanapewa, mimi nanyimwa, my friend. 35
bob ni kitu ya kunyima mtu.
Sure, my friend. Let me tell you something. Especially my parents, they were very, very strict. Hawakuwa wanataka ile mambo ya kutuzoesha pesa. So instead, nienda nikaombe shule niaibike na mimi najifanyanga kwetu sisi ni masonko. Utadu? You have to steal. You know? Actually, and why? And why? Sorry. Why am I stealing that 5 shillings? Because kesho tuko na music festival. Maybe we are going from Naivasha to Nakuru. Then nile design ya, you know, because I want to create a lot of friends. Nitakuwa napea mtu 2 bob, 1 bob, 5 bob, hivyo. Not at inani benefit, no, because I want to win souls.
Unaona vile politicians wanacheza.
And a buy ground.
Yeah. So when I say corruption is there to stay, yeah, it's true. It's there to stay. No matter what we do, it's there to stay.
Awesome. Great perspective there. I mean, Kathy, nimeona hii story imekufurahisha sana. Have you been buying ground? Do you have a story that relates to this one?
I don't have a story. All I know, Eriko Inaina alimba inchi ya kitu kidogo.
Ukitaka?
Lazima ufanye nini? Ndio, so this song did not come out of nowhere, by the way. This song, it's the reality on the ground. You want something, you must give something.
Yeah.
Ukitaka mimi nikukune, my friend, pia wewe nifanya nini? Nikune kidogo tukunia. Okay.
Mnakuwa bana mkunaji. Bwana mkunaji. Willy Paul has decided to
It's so true. Even right now, you look at relationships, my friend. Mmejionea kwa media what is happening,
Yeah.
Even a simple thing like love by this easy, unless you're giving me something small, this love, this heart, my time, my friend, we're not having this business. We are not having. So corruption is not just about you. It's not just about money and politics and being in the big office. Corruption is, just like she's saying, small things. You're doing this to get this selfishness.
Yes.
Or what is in it for me at the end of the day. That's what you're looking at. So for me, tukubali tu iko. And there isn't much that we can do.
Yeah, that's serious that you already said that. Hey, that's a serious conclusion on minute 16. Wah. But anyway, guys, if you're watching us, let us know what you think. Are you corrupt? And do you believe there is nothing we can do about it? Send us your comments in the comment section with the hashtag TheArtsinHeart. Of course, you can use The Perspective. This is The Perspective, and we are here with Soni Gisheru. Leo nimepata hiyo jina na haezi nipeleka mahali popote. Niko na graduation, niko na yote. Tony alienda, tumebaki na Soni. Alafu of course tuko na Mubaba, you guy, my guy, mwe guy, jamaa wa machozi aka Dean Machozi.
Leo amewabaga ile kofia ya Koigi wa Mwere. I'm telling you.
Mwere, come see your father, your brother.
Niliona tunaongelea story ya corruption. Nikajua lazima nivae hivi ndio.
Na shati yako. Watutishe, of course. Na okay, wewe umetutisha na shati, mwingine ametutisha na tisho. Sijui ni kama ako pension. Godwin Segero all the way in Nairobi, Kenya, of course. Without forgetting one and only Kathy Christine. Let's take a break. When we come back, we are going to look at the nitty-gritty issues when it comes to corruption. This is The Perspective.
Any community in the entire spectrum of leadership in any country anywhere, you will find people who are rogue. People will not follow the law. They will be there. And these are the people who do the very things you are trying to imply. Yeah? You find that they are supposed to implement the law and they don't implement the law. And my feeling and a very strong view as a Kenyan, and I see it very alone, we must implement the law to the letter. Without fear, without intimidation, we need men and women of courage. To do that, then you see a very different Kenya.
And welcome back. My name is Lukuyani Eli. Of course, you're watching The Perspective. And of course, we said when we started that we are all corrupt. Are you corrupt? Probably you have answered that question or not. But let's talk about looting. And I can hear somebody coughing up kwa sababu ameloot sana pesa yetu ya AUDIT. Looting. Is it as evil as taking or giving bribe? And this is the conversation we're going to have. The other day, that was on Tuesday, if you guys were privy to the news, clearly, Kenyans, we rather steal from the dead than give a helping hand. Did you see that mini trailer that had an accident alongside Thika Super Highway?
Wacheni wizi. Wacheni wizi, hii ni wizi. Hii ni wizi mnafanya. Hapana, acheni wizi.
Let's start with you, Soni, kwa sababu unaishi huko. Nyinyi ndio mko mnaiba?
No.
Okay. Na gunia mchele ulitoa? 90 kg.
Nilienda Mwea bana, nikabuy mchele. Well, okay, let's not look at it at the point of stealing or not stealing. Let's look at it at the point of luck. Like when we go back, like if we had enough food stores, if those people had enough food stores in their whatever, hakungekuwa na this kind of looting, that stealing. Hiyo ni chakula, food imeanguka. Okay, it was not right. Kwanza wangeangalia hata dereva. Yes, I agree. That was inhuman. But ukirudi nyuma, unaangalia kwanza time ya corona, watu waka lose jobs, prices za vitu zikaenda juu, purchasing power ya watu ikashuka. So like people are broke, food prices ndio hizo zimeenda juu, ndio hiyo lori imeanguka, unaona food hapo ya thousands and thousands yenye huna hiyo pesa iko hapo tu imemwagika. You just go and pick. Okay, it's not right. Kwanza nilisikia hiyo food ilikuwa ya relief. Well, siyo ni tax yenyu imeenda kusaidiana, so watu wanakula tu tax yao wanakula tu tax yao anyway at the end of the day. Okay, it's a small part, but most of it ishakuliwa huko juu anyway, so
By the
okay, it was
disclaimer,
not right.
those opinions expressed here belong to one and only Soni Jeru. I'm not part of it. Tuendelee sasa. Nimemaliza disclaimer.
Like you have to go back to, it's a lot of factors that you have to key in, like purchasing power imeshuka, watu wana majobs, watu wana pesa, food prices ndio hizo zimepanda, you know, like it's a lot of factors that you have to like consider. Not just, don't look at it at the point of stealing. Kama watu wangekuwa na hiyo pesa and then food prices hata zimepanda, hata ungeona hiyo difference kubwa ati mkate 60 bob. Okay, kama uko na hiyo pesa hata utafeel hiyo, you know, utafeel hiyo ati
Okay.
Wow.
Serikali imekubali Tony aongee? Uko hapo?
But
tumesema.
Yeah, basically you just have to look at a lot of things boil down to that. Usiangalia the point of stealing. Yes, there's moral decay, like watu wanaiba tu just cause okay, watu wanaibanga
so tuko corrupt, si ndio?
Okay, corrupt, but
Austin.
Yeah.
Before Sony completely brainwashes us, do you have a different opinion?
What I can say ni watu waliogo, maybe utapata hii kitu ni mse mmoja tu alianza. Unajua ile nini, unaona yes lori imeanguka, alafu si kila mtu huenda hapo at once. Kuna mse mmoja mwenyewe ukimbililia, anachukua gunia moja anaiekelea hapa kwa bega na anaanza kukimbia. Wewe uko kwa gari, uko kwa jam, unaenda maybe hata ulikuwa unaenda kubuy mchele and then unaona haya, si ndio hii nini imeletwa hapa, and then maybe kuna watu wenyewe uomba, wanaona maybe hiyo time kuna mzee alikuwa kwa jam anasema, God, I pray that when I get to town, may I get a sack of rice, may I get to afford 1 kg of rice, and then anaona lori imeanguka. Alafu lori inaanguka hapo kando. So kitu na try kusema ni saa zingine watu wengine si kutaka, ni wakiona huyo mse wa kwanza ameenda amechukua na ametoka na ameweza kutoroka nayo, anashindwa gai, nikikosa kuiba simi ndio nitaka fala, nikikosa kuchukua actually na wase wako home wananingojea, hiyo job naendea tao, maybe hata siku assured, maybe hata kuna mse yako hapo akona makaratasi, akona CV. Unajua okay, CV yangu iko 2 pages, kuna mse akona CV hata 13 pages hiyo day anaenda kutafuta job, but anaona aya, kumbe hata naweza anza duka na hii kitu nimenini hapa juu kuna mse obvious ataenda kuuza hata hiyo mchele, unaona? So but ni mbaya sana. I condemn
the two of you can take some water. The two of you can take some water, who's clearly nikiendelea kuwasikiza ninaona nikiwafuata. Joy.
Yeah.
Does this resonate with what we said earlier, that we are all corrupt? But let's talk about the looting.
Actually, everything is corrupt. Even if we come with which perspective of whatever, everything is corrupt. It's so sad, honestly. It's so sad to see something like that happening in our country. And it's not the first time. It's not the second time. It's not even the third or fourth time. It has been happening and nothing has been done. Nothing. They don't do anything. Because like nilikuwa naangalia hiyo gari vile iliroll, and instead of our fellow people waende wakasave life ya mtu, they were running for the food. You know? So was that food important that much, ama walikuwa na that shida mingi sana mpaka wanasahau life ya mtu?
Kuna njaa Kenya ba.
No, listen. Now listen, yes, kuna njaa Kenya, but there is a way to do, there is a way to control it. Because honestly, Kenya is not that we are poor. No, Kenya, we have money. Kenya, we have money, and this is the fact. You like it, you don't like it. Kenya, we have money. It's not that our government cannot provide food for the needy ones. They can, but they decided not to.
How?
You know how? Because some people dying in Turkana because of lack of food or lack of water. There are some beggars in the street. They are begging to get food or to get shelter. You understand? So if really those people, they had food, they can't go beg in the streets.
Kuna professional beggars, wewe Joy, unawajua kweli? Wale wenye wanachomeka mkono usiku, asubuhi wamepona.
Asubuhi wako town.
They are there, but you listen, there are those genuine people. Those people with genuine cases. Cause pale nikikuuliza, kati ya wale watu wote walikuwa pale wakichukua ile chakula, kuna mtu uliona pale alikuwa kilema ati hawezi fanya kazi?
Anaweza fanya kazi ya kuiba.
Listen, but now because maybe wengine hawana kazi, wengine hawakuwa, maybe mtu ameshinda hapo, and you saw even the same boda people, they were also in the same case there trying to carry those sacks of beans and sacks of rice. And yet again, at this moment, at this time, inaitwa crackdown.
Directive ya president.
Watu walikuwa wana expect hizo boda zao ndio zinawaletea unga. And now maybe mtu ameshinda pale, sasa hiyo kazi imeharibika. What do you expect they will do? They will even go and steal. And that's why they were there to grab whatever you can. It's not siati walitaka, no, the circumstances forces them to do that. And you could have seen even people with big cars. People with big cars, but mtu siati ukiangalia mtu wenyewe unajua mtu hakuna kitu amekosa, but ameenda amefungua boot, amepack KDD range, my friend, anabeba gunia ya mchele. Really?
Take some breath. Okay, Kathy. Joy is very mad. You can tell from her voice and the way she's expressing her feelings about this country.
Honestly, it's not that I'm mad, but if they can put me in that bunge or whatever to speak for other people, honestly, I will never be fearful. I will stand there and I will go there with my right.
Joy ameitisha kura, pigeni kura. Joy, umeregister wapi? Diaspora.
Joy for MCA. Ama Joy for women governor, whatever.
Governor. But seriously, and that's a really deep conversation you're having there, Joy. But Kathy, do you see it as though government's failure to provide for its population? Ama tu maisha ni ngumu in general. Why are people so heartless that they will loot from a person that deserves help?
I think we've got, as a nation, as a country, we've got to that point of God for us all, everybody for themselves. We really do not care, if you ask me, about your neighbor. That one is no longer part of who we are as Kenyans. That's something that we have clearly demonstrated over and over and over again. Whenever an accident happens, we have seen people running to go steal, not just the accident of food, but even personal cars where, the car has rolled. Instead of someone being helped, someone is dashing to get to grab a phone, to go and grab, the wallet, to go and grab whatever is in the car, and not being bothered about the life or if that person is alive or needs help. That is something that we have seen over and over. And yes, there are some factors that has led to this. For example, poverty, people, and lack of opportunities. We have seen it, where someone actually is honestly hungry and only thing they think about is food, because that's the only thing that is in their mind, or at that moment, that is the immediate need that they're thinking about. And it can actually cloud your mind, and just, you can be seeing this person needs help, but you're not seeing that. You're just seeing that food that that is there that you're looking for. It's not right. Whichever the excuses, whichever the reason, whatever someone is going through, of course, from the moral point of view, it is not right. And as Joy has said, when you look at the accident that happened, where people now are getting to get food instead of helping the person, you realize these are not beggars per se. These are not people that we've seen cars. Even when the arrests were being made, we saw cars being blood that were carrying stuff. The video that was going around, mtu akisema ake mnaiba, and these people are just like, sinia bure iko hapa tunabeba. As in, that is so wrong on all levels. And for me, has the government failed our people? Definitely yes. Have we also failed as a society and as a people? Definitely yes, we have. There's so much that we can do from an individual level, even before we start crying, the government. There's always a question. Ask what you can do for your country and not what the country can do for you. Let's stop this mentality of saying the government must do. The government must do. We have voted them, or we are paying taxes. Yes, sister, you're paying taxes. Yes, brother, you're paying taxes. But what the hell are you doing to help this nation? Forget your taxes that you're paying, that one you're supposed to pay. But other than the tax that you are forced to pay, what else are you doing? What are you doing to help your neighbor? We have farmers around. Someone can be knowing how to harvest water, rainwater. And you, because you are very selfish, you know that you cannot help your neighbor even how to put gutters on the roof. A simple thing like that. You cannot advise your neighbor, hii season by then nimesikia hakutakuwa na mvua. Usipande mahindi, wacha tupande viazi. We cannot. Simple things from there. We're not helping. All we want is yap, whining what the government is not doing or how the government must improve. But sister, and brother, the government ain't gonna do nothing. It's up to us.
Yeah. We have left
Thank you.
that conversation deeply there, that the government has nothing to do. So clearly we shouldn't be having votes at the end of this when they call for the August elections. I don't know.
Honestly, for me, I don't see the need of voting.
We will find out about that. But let's have Godwin. Godwin, yes.
Let me weigh in.
Let me, no, before we lose it, Godwin, allow me, sir, allow me. We've said the looting happened, right? It's as evil as taking bribe. Wewe ushaipeana hongo to get or receive a service?
Yes,
Be
I have.
frank.
I have.
Why?
Because I felt it was necessary at the moment. It is something that I wanted urgently. And I have to blame myself, because if I knew I wanted urgently, I would have started preparing for it early. But I waited till the last minute, so I had to find an easy way out, which is wrong. And as I said, I can't be pointing fingers saying so and so is corrupt as if I'm clean. But all we have to look at is, are we willing to change? That's the whole point. Going back to the matter, looking at it, you see, for us, we are looking at the issue from ROYSAMBU. And I like looking at things from a broader perspective. We are looking at the physical looting at ROYSAMBU. But if you go and interrogate that issue, you'll find the looting started way before when that truck rolled. I don't know if I'm making any sense. Because you'll find it was relief food. But maybe when whatever amount was being allocated toward that cause, there's someone who is supposed to oversee that, the whole thing, maybe purchase of those goods. Trust me, the amount that was released from the treasury or wherever it came from is not the same amount that bought the same food. There's someone who inflated the price. That's still looting. So we are just looking at the individuals who are carrying the physical rice, and forgetting the person who was given money and inflated price, saying that, what, we are going to buy relief food at this price, which was not the case. So it starts from somewhere.
Well, you're an assumption.
Wait.
You're an assumption.
Are you
We're
working on
talking of
assumption?
facts here.
I'm facts.
That's an assumption. Unless you have Ellie, unless he has evidence of, you know, the prices was due nini. For us, the reason why we are referring to ROYSAMBU is because we have seen there is evidence. This is it. People are looting. But him was assumption and to someone up there as you did what and did not do. This was an accident, yo. So
hata amefreeze kwa screen ndio tusimuulize hili swali. We see. But anyway,
we don't work with assumptions here. Fact.
And again, those are opinions that are welcome, but let's again stick to the facts. And the fact here is looting happened, and we saw it. But again, this is not the first time these things are happening, as my dear sister Joy said earlier on. We have seen such a case in Molo, where this trailer that was carrying, flammable, how you call it? Gas.
Yes.
And everything went haywire and people were looting gas and people died. How come as Kenyans we never learn? Tuko na shida ya mafikra ama ni nini Austin inaendelea?
Mimi hata kwanza kuna siku lori ya soda ilianguka huko ilikuwa wapi? Ilikuwa karibu na Tao. Lakini sasa
kama karibu na Kakamega hapo tungekosana. Huko ni mahindi ndio huanguka peke yake. Endelea.
Sasa mimi nilikuwa nadhani wase wamechange. Wase juu hiyo day wase hawakukimbililia soda. Wase walikaa tu. Kwanza machokora fulani walikuwa hapo, walikuwa tu wameangalia tu hiyo lori ya soda hivi. Nikawauliza, we rada, kwani mlichange? Siku hizi mkimbililie hizi vitu. Wakaniambia ngoja. Tunangoja lori ya mkate sasa ikuje ianguke same spot. So anyway, kenye nataka kusema ni like people never learn. Watu wanadhaningi ati these are our lucky day. Msea onangi kama hiyo day ndio inaweza kuwa ni hiyo siku ya hiyo noma. So hata mtu akienda kwanza unajua msee huona msee wa kwanza kama venye tu nilisema, msee huona msee wa kwanza amechota na akaenda. So yeye anajiuliza, ule ameenda na amechukua over 20 liters. Mimi nibaki hapa niende nitesaike kwa nyumba na huyo jamaa atakuwa kibenefit. Yeye anakimbia, and then by the time anafika hapo maybe kulikuwa na jamaa pia akona maybe sigara, maybe akona maybe viatu zake ni za chuma, cause friction kidogo, unaona? So msee huwaoni kama yeye ni atakuwa hiyo day victim. People never view themselves as Joy. Nisaidie na hiyo Kiingereza. Watu wajionangi kama hao ndio wako kwa noma. Watakuwa kwa noma hiyo day.
No, umeenda mbali na hiyo translation, but Joy, hebu come ndani. Yes. Okay, come into the conversation. Hey, sometimes some languages usikam ndani. Come into the conversation.
I'll see that Naisema in a very funny way. Yeah, you know, this thing, I don't know, I don't understand, because yeah, it's true, we never learn. And we ask ourselves why we never learn, because there was even a time ile lori ya mafuta ilianguka. If you can remember that time, and people, they were there and they saw the case, and it happened last time ile ya Sachangwan, if you can remember that one. Mm-hmm. But this one was about the mafuta, ilikuwa mafuta ya kupika, I think, and
actually,
they were
almost the same area. Ilikuwa saa ya kupika. Wakakuja na wakaanza kuiba.
And people, they forgot that easily to an extent. Yani wamesahau ile kitu ile happened before, and they still, after that immediately may happen, everybody is there. Kwa sababu gani? Labda watu maybe wako na mashida zao, wanasahau jana ili happen, leo inaweza kuhapenia. We don't see it like that. We don't see at least mimi kesho itanipata ama itanihapenia vile ilihapenia wale wengine. No, unasemanga Mungu nisaidie siwai ni hapenia, and you are going there to pick it or to take it. you know. And there is a lot of things, not only that one. There is a lot of things that are happening that people, they don't look back and see what happened before. They only look about today. Like mimi usema, sometimes let's forget, let's look where we've come from, because our tomorrow we don't know. So wewe unaona tu leo yako, unasema naenda kuchukua kwa sababu hakuna kitu tanihapenia, Mungu atanisaidia, Mungu anajua niko na shida. No, it can never happen like that.
Yaani kuchukua lift ya kwenda mbinguni mapema, na watu kila Mkristo wants to go to heaven but nobody wants to die. But then again, it is what it is. Let's take a break, and when we come back, let's find the solutions, because we can complain until the son comes home, but then we need to find solutions. We will be back after the break.
You are watching TheArtsinHeart, your home of authentic conversations.
Telex comes from New York, and the officer is wrongfully installed or assigned in Jerusalem. He need to move to Unifil. To me, it's like heaven now has crashed to earth closer to me, because if they move me, they have to install me again, afresh again.
Who are you praying to?
The God of mercy.
He must have been.
I'm compensating for all this band I used to work in. So I'm told you have to move and go to Unifil.
You are watching TheArtsinHeart, your home of authentic conversations.
And welcome back. You're watching The Perspective. Indeed, this is a heated debate because all of us are corrupt. But let's find out, what are our solutions? And the panel is here. It's full. People have been expressing their disappointments in the government. They have been expressing their disappointment in us as a society. We say we are the same monkeys by different forests. So how do we change the narrative? Godwin, wacha nikurushie your bomb.
It's easy to change the narrative. It's because I trust someone who was in their office or at their working place at that moment. They will not find time to leave their work to go and loot. So all we need is, and mostly the youth, we just need to give them a good environment whereby people can create jobs, and we're an enabling environment for doing businesses. You know, the reason why we have many people attending, maybe going to such places to loot, many youth attending maybe political rallies. I don't mean it's bad, but it's because people don't have something to do. And it's Kenyans are hardworking people, and doesn't mean they're there because they're lazy. It's because at times the environment of doing business is not so conducive. And the reason is mostly because of the policies that are there, mostly for the SMEs. You know, you're trying to start your small business, but you look at the taxes that you're going to pay, you say, I'd rather not do the business. You know, because the environment is not...
It's interesting, actually, you're talking about taxes, because the other day we saw the Karoche boss saying they might as well completely close business because since 31st of January, they have not operated. Are taxes the reason as to why a lot of people would rather actually operate their businesses in unscrupulous ways, Kathy?
Oh,
Kathy, if you can
taxes.
Hear me? Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, if you start the conversation of taxes, that's a whole topic, if I may say, because there's a lot of bitterness around that, and especially for business people. I mean, it's ridiculous, the amount that we pay for taxes and the returns that we see in terms of development, or where our money goes, is ridiculous. So let's just not even get into that. That's a whole, to start bringing emotions that, it's going to go on and on and on. But yes, that's part of the problem.
That is part of the problem. Is doing business an issue? Okay, let's take away from because this, I'm actually borrowing this from Godwin's point, that yes, there's the tax aspect, and if people were actually working, then we wouldn't be seeing them on the street. But we see people and young people who are able to do business, but then when they have the opportunity, they decide their best bet will be to harass women, and other riders on the road. Austin, ni nini mbaya na wanaume wenzako? And I know we talked about this on Tuesday, but it is time we actually address it again.
I guess wase, first of all, mostly the young people wako na the jackpot mentality. Yeah, mesikia Kiingereza? Jackpot mentality. Wako na, they do not want they do not want to be patient. They want things to happen chap. They for example, tuseme kama leo if I start up a business, nafaa kukuwa realistic, nijue hii business itaanza kuniletea profit after some time. But for the young people, hawana hiyo time. They want to see things happening. Wanataka leo akianza biz, kesho ameanza kukula profit, amehamia Kileleshwa, ana drive V8, anataka kufanya, unaona? Watu hawana hiyo nini, so inawapush kutaka kufanya vitu zingine crazy. Unapata wengine wanafanya online scams, wengi ndio wanawatumianga hizo message za hello, mtoto wako wako shule, box yake imevunjwa. They are very young people. Ukikuja kuchunguza, they are very young people who have lost hope in the process. They want to see, yani wanataka hizo results instant. They want instant results. Nasema hiyo ndio shida. And then to the boda guys, it was very sad whatever happened, na ni kitu mbaya sana, but sasa naona nika imefika point the government has opened a way for corruption to be done legally, because ukiangalia sasa what is happening, boda guys, sikuna hiyo crackdown. The crackdown yenye ina happen, au wase wanaharasiwa vibaya sana. Ukipatikana pikipiki yako inachukuliwa, and then nasikia una have kutoa sijui ya fine ya sijui I guess that 35,000. So imagine msee kawaida yeye operate anapata 600 daily ama maybe 1,000 daily, yenye akona familia, akona wife, akona watoto, akona nani, and then umechukua pikipiki yake, and then ukafanya hiyo nini yake asipate hiyo income. Kenye itafanyika next ni this guy will turn away to crime. Sasa ataanza kuona imekuwa ngumu na lazima nikule. So what we even expecting to see ni high number of increased crime, increased rate of crime. Hiyo ndio kitu ita happen maybe this week. Maybe this week ndio watatry ku strategize. Sasa ndio wanaform hizo mavikundi zao, then wataanza kuiba broad daylight. Unapatwa pale River Road, ukipiga simu yako nini pale, wana snatch, wanafanya nini. Sasa itakuwa crazy, na hope government wasikie wana hii machozi yangu at least okay, kosa ni kosa, na sisemi kenye walifanya ni fiti, but we cannot punish like 4 million guys cause ya makosa ya watu 18. We can find a way that au wase 18 wenye walicommit hiyo crime wenye wanaweza fanyiwa, ama au wase wenye walikuwa involved. Sijui nikiongea story ndalia.
Yeah, and for people not to see that we are losing direction, this is really in tandem with what we're talking about, that we all have a role we are playing, and we are just trying to see what is the best way forward. Sonny, do you believe that was the right call by government led by the president?
About the crackdown?
Yes.
Well, it is right and it is also not right. It is right in terms of like, they need to learn a lesson. This is something that has been going on. Ni sahi tu ndio imeshediwa light. These guys are criminals. Okay, sio wote, but most of these boda guys ni criminals. Watu unapatanga mtu tu amepata tu do hapo tu anywhere, amekuja akajiemploy, ni mtu ametoka crime anakuja kujiemploy ndio ajitoe huko. So ni mtu yani, it's kinda in him or in her. Okay, kuna wasengi wa maboda madem kweli. Okay, but anyway, like ni kitu imekuwa sahi tu ndio hiyo issue ilitufikisha breaking point, ikabidi speak out and gava ikaona yenyewe this is actually something that we need to do something about. But on the other side, it's not right juu si kila mtu alikuwa involved, but through that wote hata wenye wanakuanga influence, unajua sio wote wanatakanga kufanya hizo vitu. Ni hiyo mentality, group mentality. Unaweza pata hata hiyo situation au ase si kila mtu alikuwa anataka kwenda kuharass hiyo dem, but hiyo group mentality ametufanyia nini, twende unawapata tu hapo tu wako hapo. Hata si mtu, ni mtu akona roho mzuri, si ati ni mtu mbaya. Angekuwa peke yake hakuna venye angekiria kufanya kitu kaa hiyo. But then unapata juu ya hiyo group mentality, unapata wanakuanga influence, wanaji-influencing sana. So it's actually a lesson to them. No, hata ukiona mse mmoja anatry kufanya kitu kaa hiyo, anakumbuka hapa nikijiingiza kwa hii noma itakuwa ngori. In case ikue issue itakuwa ngori. So it's not right and it's also right at some point. That's what I think.
Awesome. Do you believe, of course, I'm talking to you, Joy, do you believe the police are going to help bring sanity? Ama vile Austin amesema ndio tumefungua legal tender ya corruption?
There is something I'm going to second Austin with. And this is what Austin has said is almost, actually, it has already started happening because like this morning, I saw sudden news on the social media that was like 2 people, they were found dead kwa shamba, you know, na hiyo shamba mahali those people they were killed is just mahali ilikuwa ni stage ya wale watu wa pikipiki. So people they were saying, you see, mumeweka crackdown, sasa ndio wameanza kutuua. Honestly, what the government did, it was not right. It was not right because for one, those people, vile sasa saizi, like again, I saw another video, a guy amekuwa arrested na askari, na because the guy hakuwa anajua kama ni askari because they were in civilian. So the guy didn't realize this was a police officer. So yeye hakusimama, alitoroka na kaenda kaingia mahali, wakaenda wakamtoa pale. And they cuffed him, na wakamfunga pamoja na boda yake pale karibu na exhaust. I saw that video today and I was so saddened, honestly. And I was feeling like, I wish I had those powers, you know, to do something. Because it's really traumatizing, honestly. And at this time, vile government wameamua kufanya hiyo breakdown, honestly, a lot of things gonna happen.
It's crackdown.
Yes. Crackdown,
yes. Ni ya kuvuta magari imeharibika.
I did not say breakdown, I said crackdown.
Okay, so political language is correct. Breakdown, crackdown, potato. But because of time, let me allow Kathy. Kathy, are we as a people and as a government, of course we are not speaking on behalf of government, but you believe the government is making informed decisions in addressing the problem that is corruption, irresponsible behavior as a nation, and of course without forgetting hizi tabia tu za ujinga za Wakenya?
Well, the issue of if the government is contributing to everything that is happening, yes, in one way or the other. The government is supposed to protect. The government is supposed to, you know, unite people. The government is supposed to provide opportunities. The government is supposed to do a lot, a lot of things. Just before I get into details of that, about the crackdown thing, do I think the government, that was a wrong call? No, I do not think so. Why? Because there's a lot of insanity that is happening with the border people. And I think just the means of how it's being done that needs to be questioned. But for me, the directive is in order because order needs to be, you know, brought into the system of border guys. There's a lot that has been happening and is unacceptable, in my opinion. So something needs to be done and needs to be done now. So maybe the way that is being done is how now we're going. That's another conversation of maybe there's a better way. But in terms of the directive of, yes, they need to be registered, they need to be under the SACCO, they need to have new licenses and everything that is required by law, for me, that one I support 100%. Anyway, these irresponsible behaviors, at the end of the day, as much as yes, the government is to be blamed, we all have a choice at the end of the day. There is no one at no point that someone is going to put a gun on your head. Okay, it can happen, but in terms of making the wrong choices or an informed decision, it trickles down to you as an individual. What choices do you have? And what do you want for your life? Do you want an easy way out? Do you want to try and find better ways other than going for easy ways of making your life better? So I don't like blaming the government so much because there's so much that we expect them to do. But as it is, they haven't been doing it. Are they going to start today? Highly doubt. So at the end of the day is us. What are we doing? What choices do we have? What choices are we going to go with? So the blame game of the government, trust me, we can write 1,000,000 books. But can we also write 1,000,000 books on the solutions that we have?
Solutions rather than the blame game. Godwin, have your final say.
My final say, I'd like to say, let's have the goodwill, both from us and from the political class, because it's sad on how mostly our so-called leaders take everything as an opportunity for them to sell their agenda. Like the crackdown issue, you see, there's the goodwill in why the directive was issued. But now everyone in the political rallies, oh, why are you harassing people? Now we lose focus on why the same directive was given. So we now start politicizing like it's us against them. They hate you, we love you, which is not a good thing. And then, as Kathy said, before we point fingers at who should make things happen, you yourself, what are you making happen? What are you doing in your individual capacity? If you cannot manage to control or direct yourself, how do you expect someone else to come and do it for you? So we should stop the pointing fingers mentality like, oh, it's not my problem if it was because of so and so that this is happening. Look at yourself as what is your role in that. When you're convinced you are clean, now you can look for a problem from somewhere else. But as long as you're convinced you yourself you're doing the right thing. That's my parting shot for tonight.
Awesome. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for coming on board tonight. And for everybody that is watching us, I've said this probably on this platform before, and I will repeat it today, that most of the time the nose can tell a distant smelling or stinking odor from another person's mouth. Often than not, it will not tell when your own mouth or the other one that is close to it smells. So how much odor can you smell from your distance? And how much can you change? This is The Perspective. My name is Requiani Elliott. On behalf of everybody that made this program a success, we do wish you a lovely weekend ahead. Good night and take care. God blessings.